Hi, I'm Ashlyn, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit on the Exo Chair. So one question we commonly get is, when are you ready to use the Exo Chair? So this kind of depends. If you're in a private one-on-one session, of course we can introduce the Exo Chair at any point in time. However, if it's in a class session and you're in Club Pilates, we don't introduce this till the 1.5. It's good to have a client understand body awareness and also know just kind of a little bit about what they are expecting. So when it comes to weights, it is definitely client variable. We can give you standards and we can give you recommendations, but it is really important to know, oh, are my hips wobbling? Oh, are my arms stable? So that you're aware of when you're ready to be doing this. So on the chair, you can adjust it by the cactuses. So we have springs on one side and springs on the other. Springs on one side is going to be lighter than springs on both. So right now we have it set on a 3 and a 1. I'm going to go ahead and adjust it to a 3 and a 2. Okay, so we're going to start with the chair. I'm going to bring in my client. And this is Jennifer. Jennifer, do you have any health conditions or anything that I need to be aware of today?
Nope.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and have you have a seat on the chair here. I'm going to start you off on a standard weight of a 2 and a 3. Yeah, you already naturally did it, but I am looking for your hips to be towards the front of the chair. Let's go ahead and start with your feet wide on your heels. And for the sake of this video, we are in a rather small space, so if you do need to move for video purposes, that is completely fine. But we are going to start with our heels wide, and I'm going to be looking for no rocking through those pelvis and through that upper body. I want to be nice engaged through your core and stable through those legs and that pelvis. So start with pressing down and then coming back up. And you don't need to worry about it going all the way down and touching the ground. This is a nice range of motion. What I'm looking for, like I said, is staying stable through here. And you're going to have your shoulders rolled back, a nice eye gaze looking forward, and we're going to be breathing and then coming up. Exhale and inhale. And let's do 2 more. And since she's demonstrating pretty good awareness, I'm not seeing any instabilities through here, I'm going to progress her. And let's meet up at the top on this next one. And I'm going to go ahead and give you some hand weights to kind of advance this footwork. And so for this one, I'm going to have you move your toes to the pedal, and I'm going to have you go parallel. That looks great. And we are going to go ahead and do some delt raises. So as we push the pedal down, we're going to extend our arms forward, fist facing the ground, and then as that pedal comes up, we're going to bring them back down by our hips. And remembering to breathe, keeping that eye gaze forward, rolling those shoulders back, and bringing it down. We're going to go up and down. And we're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to advance it to a different level. So in this next one, I'm going to have you bring your knees down about 90 degrees, and I'm going to have you put the weights on your knees. So we're not looking for your legs to be moving at all. We're looking only to be moving through those ankles, and we're really going to be strengthening those legs. So let's dip those heels, only moving that pedal, and then let's extend it. Yep, stay nice and stable through it, both of them at the same time. Up and down. So this is really strengthening your ankles, all those tiny muscles in those ankles. You should be feeling this in your calves, and we should just really be articulating through every little tiny muscle in those ankles. Let's go ahead and do 2 more, and then we're going to meet back at the top with control, not letting that pedal fling up. All right, that was great. So we went ahead and went through our footwork. Now we're going to move into some bridging. So for bridging, we also can adjust our weights. And so for the variation that we're going to be going through today, we're going to be doing some hamstring curls, and then we're also going to be doing some lifts. So if we start you on heavier, which will be 2 1s, it's going to be harder for your hamstring curls, but it's going to be easier as we progress. If I start you out on a 4, it's going to be a little bit easier on those hamstrings, but it's going to become more difficult as we progress through the bridging series. So how are you feeling today? Are you feeling pretty stable? Are you feeling pretty...
Yeah, let's go with the 4.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move it up to a 4. And we're going to start with some hamstring curls. So I'm going to have you go ahead and put your heels on the bar here, on the pedal. All right. And let's look, you look like you might be a little bit close, but everyone's bodies are a little bit different. So hands down at the side. Let's go ahead and curl it down. Is that feeling a little bit crunched up in your knees, or is that feeling pretty good?
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so that was a nice adjustment. You already scooted yourself back. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and curl those feet up. Yep, and we're just gonna be doing some simple hamstring presses. Engaging through that bottom, making sure to keep our tailbone on the ground. Your hands are planted firmly, your eye gaze is looking up, and you're just curling through those hamstrings. It's really important here to make sure that both feet are facing up and not the ones to the side. I want to avoid her knees spreading out to the side or pushing in. Otherwise, we might make some accommodations, but she's looking really stable and doing a really nice job showing me that she's ready to progress through this British series. So from here, on this next one, we're going to meet at the top. And we're going to almost do the opposite on this one. So go ahead and curl the pedal down, and we're going to keep it down. And I'm going to go ahead and have you articulate up through that spine, keeping that pedal planted firmly down, and then articulate down one vertebrae at a time. And you're doing a really nice job keeping this pedal down, so let's go ahead and come back up again. And what I'm looking for is if the pedal was rocking, if it was moving, if I was hearing a lot of noise, then we may be adjusting her weight. But she's showing me that she's nice and stable and that she's actually ready to progress this. So in this next one, let's meet up at the top, and let's go ahead and do some marching. So let's lift one knee up and bring it back down, and let's bring that other one up and bring it back down. Let's continue to go through this marching, and she's keeping her stable, her hips nice and stable. There's no sway through her lower back. She's looking up forward, and she's showing me that she's keeping her hips up to the sky. So let's do one more to even it out, making sure that you're even on both sides. And then we're gonna raise those hips up 1 more inch, and then we're gonna articulate down slowly through our back and our spine. And bringing the pedal up with control. So on this next one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and bring the pedal down about halfway, and then we're gonna articulate up, holding that pedal in place. And then articulate down, and then let that pedal come up. That looks really nice. So we're gonna do about 2 more of those. You're doing a nice job keeping your feet facing forward. Your knees are an equal distance. You're articulating up 1 vertebrae at a time. You're going up as slowly as you're coming down. So let's do 1 more of those. And we're gonna meet up at the top, and we're gonna hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, go ahead and bring it down and slowly release that pedal with control. All right, good job. I know, we gotta burn them out. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm actually gonna have you stay down on the ground because we're gonna go into a sideline series. We're gonna do some sideline clamshells. So for this, I'm going to definitely adjust your weight because this is gonna be a single leg work. So I'm gonna drop you down to a 2. And I'm gonna have you bend, let's have you face the front of the studio. I'm gonna have you bend your bottom knee, bend that bottom arm and kind of wrap it around your head so that you have something to lay on. You can use that front arm as a kickstand, and we're gonna take the top leg up and put it onto the chair. And we're gonna go ahead and press that chair down, bending those knees into those clamshells, and then bringing it back up. And you should be feeling those inner thighs, those glutes. You should not be getting any pain in your knees. And if you are, we may need to adjust your position so that you're not too bent or too close to the pedal. But it's looking really good. You have a nice straight spine in the back. Your eye gaze is forward. Let's go ahead and do about 3 more on this side. And on this last one, let's really slow it down. Let's bring it down for a 5 count. 3, 2, 1, and let's bring it up. 3, 4, 5. Good job releasing that pedal with control. So for the sake of this video, we're not gonna go through the other side, but you would obviously always do both sides of a client. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into some scapula isolation, and we're gonna go prone. She's already on a spring 2, so I'm gonna have her get on, placing her pelvis and her hips towards the front of the chair. She's gonna take her palms and put them on to the pedal, and she's going to just be working through her upper back, really that scapula isolation. So she should almost be trying to pinch my fingers between those shoulder blades. So let's go ahead and bring that pedal up, isolating those shoulders, and then bring it down. It's a very small movement, but you can see her back is engaged, her eyes are looking forward, down at the ground, her glutes are engaged, she's in one straight line, bringing those shoulders back and pushing them down. So we're just kind of warming up through the upper back, and we're gonna get ready to go into a swan after she does 2 more. And when we go into swan, what we're gonna be looking for is one single line from her breastbone up. Her eye gaze is gonna follow it, and she's gonna use that pedal to help push her up with straight arms. Her legs are still going to be engaged, her glutes are still going to be engaged. So let's go into swan, leading with that chest and that breastbone, trying it up, and then bring it back down with control. And let's bring it back up. And let's bring it down. Let's do 2 more. She's doing a really nice job being engaged back here. If you have, clients can put their legs together. A lot of the times that does put a little pressure on the lower back though. And Jen already naturally went wide, so this is also totally appropriate. But if you did have a client who wanted to do their leg straight leg together, that would also be okay. Okay, so let's end up here at the top. Let's bring that pedal up. And I'll have you carefully dismount. And what we're gonna do is we're going to adjust and we're gonna do some tricep presses, and then we'll do a nice roll down to finish it off. So I'm gonna put the box here to give Jen some accommodations. I happen to know we already did another workout earlier and Jen's triceps are pretty tired, so I'm gonna put her on it too. So she's gonna sit on the box, she's gonna put her hands behind her, fingertips facing forward, and she is just going to bend those elbows, or straighten those elbows, and then bend them. Straighten and bend them. So continue through those. You should definitely be feeling those triceps. You should be engaging through your core to sit up. Imagine trying to sit up taller each time with your through the crown of your head. All right, let's do 2 more since I know your triceps are already sore. All right, and on this last one, carefully release the pedal. I'm gonna have you stand up. I'm gonna move this out of the way, and I'm gonna have you finish by doing a standing roll down with the chair. So a 2 seems to be a nice amount of weight. We want this to be a little bit relaxing. We want it to feel good on her body. So we're gonna start with our hands reaching up towards the sky, and we are going to articulate down in our roll down, putting our hands on that pedal, bringing our tailbone to the sky as we push that pedal down towards our toes, reaching higher and higher through that tailbone, and then go ahead and slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, bringing those shoulders up last, and rolling it back down. And we're gonna go ahead and bring our hands up again. We're gonna do it 1 more time. Bringing it down, 1 vertebrae at a time, pressing that pedal down. Down here at the bottom, let's go ahead and pedal it out through our feet. Kind of relaxing, releasing any tension that you might have. You can shake your head yes. You can nod your head no. Take some deep breaths. Let's plant both our feet, reach that tailbone to the sky 1 more time as high as you can, and then slowly articulate up 1 vertebrae at a time. Shoulders coming up last. Let's roll those shoulders back. We're gonna keep our posture here for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is the Exo Chair. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you.